Have you ever wondered what it would be like to encounter a creature so rare that it looks like it's straight out of a mythology book? Imagine a golden tiger, a completely white panda, or even a cat with two faces. In today's video, we'll delve into a fascinating and almost unbelievable world where rare animals and their incredible genetic mutations take center stage. Prepare to be amazed by the beauty and mystery of these unique creatures that nature has to offer us. Don't miss it, because what you're about to see is truly breathtaking. Melanistic fox. When you think of the most beautiful wild animals in the world, foxes might not be your first thought. But have you ever seen one like this before? This is the incredibly rare and majestic cross fox, which was once abundant in America. Until now, they were largely killed off in the late 19th century, due to the high demand for their unique fur. Cross foxes are almost identical to red foxes, but they have a longer, thicker tail, with more wool on their feet. The cross fox got its name from the long dark stripe that runs down its back, crossing another stripe to form a cross over its shoulders. Its incredibly unique coat is the result of a partially melanistic variant. Melanistic is basically the opposite of albinism, meaning that an abundance of dark-colored pigment is produced on the skin. Although melanistic foxes make up about 30% of the Canadian fox population, they are still a very rare sight to see. But there is an even more elusive type, the silver fox. These mysterious foxes are the fully melanistic version of the cross fox. Through years of breeding, as you can see, they have a shiny black undercoat with a finish that looks like it has been dusted with silver, as well as some white coloring on the tip of their tail. You would be very lucky to see one of these foxes out and about. King Cheetah. Notice anything out of the ordinary? Take a look at this magnificent coat. Compared to its common counterpart, you will see why it is called the King Cheetah. This stunningly sought-after giant cat is a variety of normal cheetah with a rare mutation that produces cream-colored fur with large spots and 3 distinct, wide dark stripes that run from the neck to the tail. At first, it was thought to be a completely different species, before it was discovered that the fur pattern was actually caused by a recessive gene that promotes the overproduction of melanin in the skin. In 1926, Major Cooper shot a king cheetah and noticed how thicker and darker its fur was than normal. So he named it after himself. You kill an animal and then give it your own name. How bold. Thankfully, an English zoologist didn't like the idea and changed the animal's name to Acinonyx rex, from the Latin rex, which translates to king. And that's how the king cheetah was born. This elusive big cat is actually one of the rarest animals in the world. There are only around 30 to 50 left in the entire world. Only 10 of them are believed to exist in the wild, while the rest are found in protected parks and wildlife reserves. For some reason, when king cheetahs realized how rare they were, they began to get depressed. Now, they are seen looking downcast instead of proud and majestic. But you can help them regain their pomp for the low cost of clicking the like and subscribe buttons. Go ahead, show them you care, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of their amazing content. Pink grasshoppers. This pink insect is related to grasshoppers and crickets, and found mainly in the tropics, common in the Amazon rainforest. Grasshoppers are usually green, but these incredible pink variants were first described in 1874. Since then, there has been intense debate about the origins of their stunning hue. At the turn of the 20th century, Harvard entomologist Robert Coover suggested that the pink coloration might be seasonal, meaning that the usually green insect might change color with the fall leaves as the temperature dropped. But this theory was disproved when ecologist William Morton Wheeler found bright pink nymphs of the African American nymphs on the prairies of Wisconsin and Illinois during the summer season of July 1907. Finally, the truth was revealed: these amazing insects suffer from a recessive genetic mutation known as erythrism. This causes an absence of the normal green pigment and the overproduction of a red or pink pigment in the skin. Pink African nymphs are very hard to find in the wild, which may be partly explained by the fact that bright pink would not be the best camouflage. Albino snake. Albinism is a condition where the pigment melanin, which controls the color of skin, hair, and eyes, is not produced and is not limited to just us humans. Whether you are afraid of snakes or not, there is no denying that these albino serpents are seriously captivating. But you are unlikely to ever see one for yourself, as they are some of the rarest creatures in the world. The reason why they are so rare is quite sad. In the wild, most snakes rely on camouflage to avoid becoming dinner, but an albino snake, with its pearly white skin, will stand out in its native habitat and is unlikely to last long enough to reproduce. What's more, albinism often results in poor eyesight, putting them at a disadvantage when it comes to reaching food or avoiding danger. Albino animals are also more vulnerable to poachers, who are looking to capitalize on the growing demand for exotic pets and derivatives of rare creatures. What a tough life to be so beautiful. Blue lobster. Lobsters are fished and are generally not very colorful. Well, instead, they tend to be a dark greenish-brown color. But in 2016, off the coast of Nova Scotia, they made headlines when they caught not just one, but two live blue lobsters in quick succession, just 90 miles apart. Catching a blue lobster is generally considered a sign of good luck among fishermen in the area, so it seems these guys got double lucky. In fact, the odds of the creatures being this coloration are widely reported to be about 1 in 2 million. Considering that around 200 million lobsters are caught in the North Atlantic every year, that equates to about 100 blue lobsters turning up annually. Blue lobsters get their stunning cobalt hue thanks to a genetic abnormality that causes them to overproduce a certain protein. But it turns out that blue isn't even the rarest thing you can find. In 2011, two fishermen hit the jackpot when they caught this albino lobster, the crystal-like lobster of the giant size. These ghostly lobsters are caused by a genetic disease called leucism, which leaves them devoid of pigment in their shells, leaving them completely uncamouflaged. It's incredible that this stunning crustacean hasn't been eaten by a predator like a shark yet. In fact, the odds of finding one are estimated at 1 in 100 million. I hope the fisherman bought a lottery ticket after this. How lucky would you feel after catching one of these crustaceans? Pink dolphin. Have any of you ever seen such a special animal, a rare creature in the wild or in a zoo? I'm really curious to know, so let me know in the comments below. Now, back to the subject, pink dolphins. Pink dolphins may sound like something out of the ordinary, but they are very real. These ocean dwellers are actually known as Chinese white dolphins. These creatures are beloved by the people of Hong Kong for their pale pink coloring and apparent ability to bring good luck. They were first recorded in local waters as early as the 1600s and inhabit the waters around the Pearl River estuary. But the Chinese white dolphin is facing a number of threats to its natural habitat, including overfishing, water pollution and heavy marine traffic, along with ongoing coastal development. According to WWF Hong Kong, there has been a staggering 80% decline in dolphin abundance in Hong Kong waters over the past 15 years, due to human interference. The most recent government estimates indicate that an average of just 32 Chinese white dolphins remain in the waters, a historic drop. In June 2020, WWF launched an emergency conservation plan for the Chinese white dolphin, calling for a threefold increase in the current marine protected area system and other areas of the estuary. Otherwise, these adorable animals are at risk of becoming extinct in Hong Kong waters forever. What steps would you take to help protect these beautiful creatures? Peacocks. Peacocks are some of the most aesthetically pleasing birds to look at. Peacocks actually rely on their brightly colored plumage to attract a mate, but not all peacocks are colorful. Take a look at this unconventional show-off. This less common variation is known as the silver-pied peacock. It was discovered in the United States in 1992 by 3 different breeders at the same time. As you can see, the silver-pied peacock is mostly white, with about 20% of its body having some color, mostly around the neck area. While albino peacocks do exist, almost all white peacocks suffer from a rare genetic condition called leucism. The leucistic peacock can produce pigment but cannot deposit it, resulting in a blue-gray eye color and a complete lack of coloration in its plumage. In some cases, peafowl can be affected by partial leucism, which results in half-and-half white birds known as spotted peacocks. Pretty cute, huh? This condition doesn't just affect peacocks. Just take a look at these incredibly rare spotted pythons that look like they have little Halloween pumpkins all over their pearly white bodies. What about the golden tiger? Ever heard of anything more majestic? Rather than being a separate subspecies, this glorious little cat, sometimes called the golden spotted tiger, is a color variation caused by a recessive gene known as the broadband gene. These fabulous felines have golden fur, which is thicker and softer than that of a regular tiger, with light orange stripes. Although a different species of the Bengal tiger, golden tigers are considerably larger and can weigh between 350 and 500 pounds. The first of these was born in captivity, the result of 2 Bengal tigers at the Redhead Ranch in Florida in 1983. When 2 of these tigers mate, there is a chance that the offspring will be white, as this variety also carries the recessive gene responsible for the white tiger. The golden tiger is so rare that, as far as is known, it only exists in captivity. Even in this protected environment, there are only 30 or so golden tigers in the world. Rottweiler with vitiligo. Dogs come in many shapes, sizes and colors. Rottweilers are usually black with brown patches around their faces and paws, but just look at this peculiar little guy. He may look like one of those negative photos, but this pup's unique markings are actually the result of a condition called vitiligo. Animals with this condition are unable to produce pigment in their skin, causing light, white patches to appear sporadically throughout their coat. While any animal or breed can be affected, vitiligo tends to appear most frequently in Rottweilers, Doberman Pinschers, and Siamese cats. The most common areas affected in dogs include the lips, nose, eyelids, face, and paws. Vitiligo is also quite common in humans, affecting between 0.5 and 1% of the world's population. The condition can be improved with immunosuppressive medications or ultraviolet phototherapy, but there is no effective treatment for pets. Fortunately, it does not affect the quality of life of the animals, and they are also very beautiful. The Golden Macau. They are already some of the most colorful creatures in the world, but this Golden Macau really takes the cake. These seemingly solid gold birds are incredibly rare and get their stunning color from the overproduction of a yellow pigment known as xanthochromism. The mutation is also related to the lack of production of the color red, which is replaced by yellow. Xanthochromic birds are known as lutins and are highly sought after among bird enthusiasts. These lutinous golden macaws are a variant of the blue and yellow macaw species, but instead of having a black beak, claws, and facial features, as well as the vibrant blue hue and golden feathers of a standard macaw, the little creature has golden feathers and pinkish-gray eye features instead of black, and even its tongue is white. Because of their color and rarity, these birds are worth a significant amount of money and are deliberately bred to maintain the lutinous lineage. Albino turtle. Albinism affects just about any animal you can think of, but some are harder to find than others. In fact, albino turtles like these are some of the rarest creatures in the world. This tiny white turtle was discovered by researchers on a beach on the north coast of Queensland, Australia, in 2016. 5 volunteers from the Coolum and North Shore Coast Care Group first spotted the albino anomaly while collecting data on turtle nests and named it Albie. She was just one of 122 cubs that made their desperate dash for the ocean, but this late-arriving albino was left lying on her back. According to Carl Limpus, head of the Queensland government's Threatened Species Unit, this occurs in just 1 in 10,000 animals. Albino turtles have an even lower survival rate because they lack camouflage. Albie is a rare and special example of how genetics can create unique and singular beauties in nature. Albino panda. While albinism can occur in any animal, that doesn't mean albino variants have always been observed by humans. On May 27, 2019, researchers were surprised when a very rare albino panda was spotted walking through a nature reserve in China. Footage of the all-white panda was captured on an infrared camera in the Wulong National Nature Reserve in Sichuan Province and studied by researcher and bear expert Li Sheng. As you can see, the panda was completely lacking the black markings that characterize the species and also had red eyes, a common sign of albinism. He said the sighting of the panda showed that there are albinism genes in the wild giant panda population in Wulong, which is a groundbreaking discovery. While this panda could be handicapped by its condition due to its poor vision and lack of camouflage, it was also noted that the bear appeared strong, and its gait was firm, suggesting that its quality of life was not significantly reduced. I wonder what this little cutie is up to now. Bicolor cardinal. We've certainly seen animals with strange colors, but what about the one that can't decide what color to be? Jeffrey and Shirley Caldwell of Erie, Pennsylvania, have been attracting birds to their backyard for more than 25 years with a variety of bird feeders, but even they had never seen anything like this bicolor cardinal that showed up in January 2019. This anomaly is known as bilateral gynandromorphism, which basically means that half of the bird's body is male and the other half is female. Gynandromorphism, also known as mosaicism, is uncommon but not unheard of among bird experts. It probably occurs in all bird species, but we're likely to notice it only in species where adult males and females look distinct from each other, known as sexual dimorphism. Cardinals are among the most well-known sexually dimorphic birds in North America, with males having bright red plumage and females having brown plumage. The Accoltech horse is considered one of the most beautiful horse breeds in the world, and it's easy to see why. With its slender yet muscular body and unearthly coat that seems to glow like gold in the light, this horse looks more like a perfectly sculpted statue than a living animal. In Turkmenistan, where it is the national horse breed, the Accoltech is known as the golden horse. The breed was developed in response to the desertification of Central Asia and was used by nomadic tribes to travel long distances. Although already a very rare breed, the Accoltech population is also threatened by factors such as inbreeding. Today, there are less than 7,500 Accoltechs left in the world, and they have been placed on the conservation priority list. Fortunately, there are several breed groups and organizations working to conserve these beautiful animals. I would love to ride one of these on a beach at sunset. What about you? Chimera Cat. Wouldn't it be great if you could mix 2 of your favorite colors to create the perfect pet? This unique feline is Venus the two-faced cat, and she has become something of an internet celebrity for her unusual appearance. She was found on a dairy farm in North Carolina and adopted in 2009. As you can see, half of her face is completely black with green eyes, while the other half has the typical orange stripes of cats and blue eyes. She is often referred to as a chimera, which is a monster made of different animals in classical mythology. Feline chimeras occur when two embryos fuse, resulting in a cat whose cells contain two types of DNA. But chimera cats aren't that rare. In fact, most male tortoiseshell cats are chimeras. This can be seen by their mottled orange and black coats, which are a sign of an extra X chromosome. Females already have two X chromosomes, meaning Venus is even rarer. While we can't be sure, one theory is that the black coloration was randomly activated in all the cells on one side, and the orange coloration on the other, meeting in the middle during development. Her strange eyes have left experts perplexed, making Venus a unique case. Purple polar bear. Polar bears are known for their snow-white fur, so this image of the grape-colored aquatic predator must be photoshopped, right? Wrong. This 370-pound polar bear named Pelusa belongs to a zoo in Buenos Aires, but she didn't look like that when she arrived. In fact, she turned purple by accident after being given medication to treat her skin condition. After suffering from dermatitis, zoo staff decided to spray Pelusa with an antiseptic spray, which was once used by pediatricians to treat scraped knees or cuts on children. It seems that the staff did not read the label correctly and completely missed the warning sign that said, "Not for use on polar bears." After Pelusa turned all purple, a la Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, she was placed away from the public and her polar bear companion, Arturo. They tried a different antiseptic and she was soon able to enjoy her baths and normal activities after returning to an acceptable color. Sadly, Pelusa died in 2012 after battling cancer, but she will always be remembered as the only purple polar bear to walk the earth. White lion. Lions are majestic enough, so can you imagine the beauty of a white lion? The white lion is a rare color mutation of the southern African lion. Considered divine by some African cultures, they first appeared around 400 years ago, but did not become widely known to the rest of the world until they were mentioned in the book, The White Lions of Timbavati, in 1977. The coloration is the result of a recessive mutant gene that causes reduced production of pigment in the skin. Cubs born to normal lions can carry the recessive gene without showing a white coat and can pass it on to future generations. Like most recessive genes, the offspring must inherit two copies of the gene for the white coat to appear. This makes white lions a very rare sight in the wild, where they are already listed as vulnerable by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. Despite being incredibly rare, breeding programs in zoos and circuses have bred relatively common white lions in an attempt to make more of them. Conservation efforts are underway to ensure that these majestic creatures exist for future generations. The Harpy Eagle. What would it take to convince you that this isn't just a human in a bird costume? This majestic bird is a Harpy Eagle, the largest and most powerful eagle in the world. This bird can weigh up to 22 pounds, 10 kilograms, with an impressive wingspan of over 6 feet, 2 meters. Its rear talons, the same size as a bear's claws, are 3 to 4 inches, 7 to 10 centimeters, long. To put that into perspective, check out a talon next to a human hand. They can be found in rainforests from Mexico to South America and Argentina, but these otherworldly creatures have almost completely disappeared from the earth. Today, more people are moving into forested areas, and many natural resources, such as trees and minerals, are in increasing demand. This means that it is becoming increasingly difficult for Harpy eagles to find safe areas to live. The species has already become extinct in countries like El Salvador and is rapidly disappearing in many others. Fortunately, between 1979 and 2006, the Peregrine Fund organization started a program to learn how to breed Harpy eagles in captivity and was able to return around 50 birds to their rainforest habitat. If enough awareness is raised, perhaps there is hope for these incredible birds. These are some of the most fascinating examples of animals with incredible and rare colors. These creatures show us how diverse and amazing nature can be, and how important it is to protect their habitats to ensure that we continue to see these wonders for many years to come. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more amazing content about the animal world. See you next time.